Back with another episode of Council Bluffs today. Hi, I am Todd Studer. I am on a trail, and I can guarantee you, you don't know what trail this is because there's no way for you to know. Well, I'm under a complete canopy, and this is a way to just kind of get out into nature here for a little bit today. So I'll fill you in on where I'm at. I came to Lake Manawa and in the state park, went down to where the boat ramps are for the river, the Missouri River, and there's a bike trail here. Now, everything is pretty soggy with all of the rain that we have had recently. I've already had to come out around and speaking of which, I'm walking through all kinds of spider webs right now, so I know that nobody has been out here yet today. But as I'm coming out here, it's not too hot. It's about 80 degrees. The humidity is up, and it is just a way to get into nature and feel like I'm away from civilization for a bit, and kind of navigating around a lot of puddles that are on the trail. Speaking of which, you know, I didn't exactly dress for this because I wasn't planning on doing this. This is kind of an impromptu thing that I came out here and walking this trail. But this is an example of something that I think we should all pay a little more attention to. And I was thinking of something that, I don't know if you could call it a slogan or not, but I think that it would work. By the way, I just about fell in the mud there. That's why the camera got so close. A little bit of a slip. It is really slick in the mud out here right now. But start to think like a tourist. That's kind of what the concept that I was coming up with today. And there's a reason for that. You know that there has been a big push over the past couple of years, and especially over the last year, to try to change our own personal identity of what we think about Council Bluffs. Because when you talk to people, they are very, I'm moving spider webs out of the way, they are proud to be from Council Bluffs. However, when you talk out in public to other people, very few people in Council Bluffs are willing to brag on it. It's like we feel that we have to be negative, and we have to kind of just not be proud of what is good, because if everything is not perfect, that means that we have to point out the bad things. I don't believe that. I don't fall into that category. And let me see if I can make this a little bit wider. There we go. So that's something that got me thinking about this, because right now I'm walking on a trail that is inside of Lake Manawa State Park, and I am completely away from civilization. I can hear, I think it's probably the power plant. I can hear that off in the distance. Obviously, I can hear the cicadas going crazy right now because it's August in Iowa, and that's what cicadas do. But other than that, you know, I am completely away from civilization, walking through a canopy of small trees and completely in the shade right now. And it's beautiful. It is just gorgeous out here. And these are the types of things that I think we sometimes forget we have access to. Sure, we can, you see people out on the paved trails all the time at Lake Manawa, and they get a lot of great use, and they get a lot of bikes on there, and people using the Wabash Trace and all of these. But trails like this, you know, we've got a lot of these in town. There is, boy, it's just really, let me see if I can show you here. And there's more spider webs through there, but take a look at this. Yeah, this is where I'm walking right now. So this is, let me just kind of make my way through here. And you talk about canopy, they'd actually closed off the trail with the overgrowth there. Right through another spider web. And I'm thinking maybe it might be a good idea if I start taking a stick with me and knocking some of these down as I'm walking through, because last thing I want to do is get bit by a spider today. But anyway, this is going to be one of those trips where I'm going to have to do a tick check after I'm done because they tend to fall out of these trees. But take advantage of what it is that we have and then tell other people about it. You know, this is a little used trail. You know, it's a bike trail, and I don't know that I have ever seen any bikes out here. I don't see any bike tracks right now anyway, but that could just be because they were rained out. And if you do come out here and bike sometimes, let me know about it. I'd be happy to tell everybody how wrong I am. But this place just doesn't get much use. But anyway, it is one of the many things that we have in Council Bluffs that I think we should be proud of and we should talk about. And this is one of the things that I really like to do. But I was talking about trails. There's obviously Fairmount Park, lots of trails there. You can go to Lewis and Clark Monument and go up there and walk the trails. That's another great place to be able to do that. If you want just something flat, you see a lot of people on the Wabash Trace walking out there. We have a lot of things available to us for the outdoorsman.
If you have a leak, a clogged drain, or even if you're planning a big remodel, Waldstein Plumbing in Council Bluffs has you covered. With fast, reliable service and expert craftsmanship, handling everything from small repairs to major installations. They're locally owned and trusted and take pride in doing the job right the first time. Residential or commercial, big or small, when plumbing problems strike, they're the ones to call. Visit waldsteinplumbing.com. Technology should work for you, not against you. At ThinkSpace IT, they provide expert IT solutions to keep your business running smoothly and securely. From cybersecurity and cloud services to network management and tech support, they simplify IT so you can focus on what matters most. Stay protected, stay connected, stay ahead. Visit ThinkSpaceIT.com. When it's time for lunch, get away from the drive-thru and head to the Dock Bar and Grill in Council Bluffs. Whether you're hungry for a burger, sandwich, pizza, basket, salad, or just one of the daily specials, the Dock has plenty of choices and a comfortable place to enjoy a real meal. It's perfect for meeting friends, grabbing lunch with coworkers, or taking a well-earned break from the workday. Make the Dock your lunch destination. 401 Veterans Memorial Highway in Council Bluffs.
Now, since they put in the new campgrounds out here at Lake Manawa, I haven't used it. It looks like it's mostly designed for campers, but somebody was telling me they do have tent sites there. I just haven't seen them. I typically am camping in a tent, so have one of those big 16-foot canvas bell tents that I take out. So I should get that on my list and get out there and to be able to use that. Boy, I'm telling you what, I am walking through one spider web after another. That is just part of it. When you get on a trail and you're walking through spider webs, to me, that means nobody else is out here. You know, if there were, they'd have knocked them down ahead of me. So this is a completely solo trip. When I parked in the parking lot where the boat ramps are at Lake Manawa, you know, for the river, there was one truck there. Looked like there was one government boat that was coming out. But other than that, there just wasn't anybody out here. Ooh, there's more spider webs. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I think the gray hair is getting more gray because it's actually spider webs getting weaved in with all of it. There's a little bit of sun. And then walking right back into the canopy again of trees. I can hear a blue jay out there kind of yelling at me a little bit. And I need to get out and do this more. Need to get exercise in every day. I'm not always good at that. I get stuck in my studio and it's tough sometimes. You know, I've told you before that I do therapy, and it's a couple of times a month I go in and see him. And he's really big on telling me I have to do preventative maintenance when it comes to my mental health. One of those things is getting out and doing what it is that I'm doing right now and walking along. What I need to do is get a lighter camera. I can tell you that. This one gets a little bit heavy and I have to keep switching hands with it. But it is just like getting more and more slick out here. So, and as I'm coming up here, I think I have probably gone just about as far as I'm going to go, and I'll show you why. I'm going to turn the camera around, and as you can see, the trail is flooded. Now, up to this point, there's just been a couple of little spots, but right there, I'm just a little bit too nervous about going in that. And to be honest with you, I don't want to damage the trail. It's firm enough here right now that it's slick, but I'm not sinking into it. So, over the years, enough people have been on this that it's packed down pretty good. But anyway, as I mentioned, acting like a tourist around town. Go see some of the things that a tourist would go see. Go to the Squirrel Cage Jail. Go to the UP Museum. Go to Pace. Go to River's Edge. They're going to have that new boardwalk is going to be open very, very soon. And take in some of the great things that we have around Council Bluffs, and then talk about it. Take pictures. Tell everybody how you're proud to be here. I get that it's easier to be negative, and it is easier to point out the problems that we have. But that's not all that we have. We don't have any more problems here than any community of our size has. That's reality. We have over 63,000 people that live inside the city limits of Council Bluffs. And when you have that many people together, you're going to have some problems. There's going to be different issues that have to be faced. But that's true anywhere. And we deal with them. But in the meantime, we need to spend more time enjoying what it is that we have. I know that I do. I am so thankful that we have the park system that we do in Council Bluffs, whether it be the state park at Lake Manawa, whether it be any of the city parks, like Fairmont with the hiking, or any of the other ones that just have a lot of playground equipment, or ball fields, or the soccer fields, or places for people to go have a picnic. You can go to Valley View and there's a dog park. There's so many great things in Council Bluffs. Why is it that we have a problem talking about it and being proud of it? I don't know. I don't know where that came from. I know that I didn't come here until 2000 for the first time. So before then, it was just occasional visiting, but I never saw anything that was a problem with it. So even before then. So anyway, this is just me preaching a little bit about how we all need to take some pride in where we live.
Jason James, Yvette Perdue, and Jake Stander are JPS Realty Group, your friends in real estate, based in Council Bluffs and serving clients across Council Bluffs, Omaha, and beyond. They help buyers and sellers move forward with local knowledge and personal guidance from the first showing through closing. When it's time to find a home or sell the one you own, put the JPS team to work for you. Learn more at jps.heartlandproperties.com. Service Master Restore by Schmader knows it can be hard to get things back to normal when you've suffered serious property damage due to flooding, fire, or smoke, and that can oftentimes lead to mold, and you may be left with all sorts of questions about how to get your home or business back to normal. It's easy. You give Cindy Schmader a call with Service Master Restore by Schmader. Her phone number, 402-339-9911. Some meals feed the family. The right cut of meat makes them memorable. Rustic Cuts, Iowa's premier butcher shop, offers premium beef, pork, chicken, and specialty cuts, carefully selected and expertly prepared by their Council Bluffs team. Find the perfect steak for the grill. Stock your freezer with a meat box, or choose a gift card for someone who loves great food. Visit Rustic Cuts at 501 Veterans Memorial Highway, and then shop rusticcutsmeat.com.
That's the Voices and Vision that Iowa West Foundation was putting on, and we talked with the Council Bluffs Chamber of Commerce and Chris LaFurla about it, and so many things that, we just need to do a better job of being proud of where we're at. Because here's the thing. I truly believe this to be the case, that whatever it is you're looking for, you're going to find it. And the more we think about the negative, the more that's all we're going to see. And then, if we've done it long enough, which most of us have, it goes into our subconscious. And then we start to see it without even looking for it. And that is how we end up believing that's all that exists. But it's not all that it exists. Look where I'm at, walking through a canopy of trees near a state park with a lake and the Missouri River right next to it, and jets flying over. I can hear, we're in the flight pattern today of Epley Airfield. I can hear them going over. Oops, made it back to the canopy again. That is, let me see if I can sneak my way through here. Oh my goodness. Vines coming down, making my hair a mess. That's all right. Yeah, one of these days when I come out and do a hiking show, I'm actually going to be dressed for it. But again, that day is not today. I don't ever think about this until later. I said, all right, well, I got some time right now, so let's go out and get that done, get some nature therapy in, and talk into a camera a little bit. Fortunately, like I said, nobody else around right now. I often wonder, what does it look like to somebody else if they see me talking to myself, looking at a camera, holding it out straight from my body, and what do they think? What is that guy doing? Why is he acting that way? That's fortunately nobody else out here right now. So it's going to take me a little bit to clean the mud off my shoes, I can tell you that. This is exactly what the doctor ordered for today. And I don't know, the more steps I take, the better I feel. Nature is my thing. For some people, it might be scrapbooking, or it might be writing, or there's a lot of different things that people have that feed their soul. And we need to make sure that we're spending time doing that every single day. So, as I said, this one's mine, and glad to bring you along for just a little piece of it. So anyway, this is going to be a little bit shorter of a show today because, you know, I couldn't really keep going. I got flooded out. So I'm going to run out of trail here pretty soon. Want to say thank you to Waldstein Plumbing. Travis and his team have been very, very supportive of everything that we do at Loess Hills Media, and I'm grateful for them. Also want to encourage you to watch his podcast, Circle of Trades, and we try to get a new episode out every week. On that show, you can find it on YouTube and you can find it on Spotify, audio only on Spotify. YouTube has the video version of that as well. And also, we have got new episodes out of Wine, Wisdom, and Wit with Net and Nettie. That's tons of fun. They've got an episode out talking about the back to school and getting some tips from teachers as to what they would like to see you do with their students. And let's see, who else is out there that's producing podcasts right now? We need to get a new one out very soon of the Launchcast with Advanced Southwest Iowa Corporation. They're overdue, and we need to get a new episode out there. And also, shout out to the guys that are doing the 2 Lunch Sunday podcast. That would be Rick and Mike and Tanner. And they're highlighting local things too. So you can see that one is out there on YouTube and on Spotify. And I encourage you to go watch that. I think they just launched that podcast. So take a look, subscribe to that one, and see what else is going on in their world around Council Bluffs. All right, well, thank you so much. This is Council Bluffs Today, presented by Waldstein Plumbing. I'm Todd Studer at Lake Manawa, and we'll see you next time.